I have finally beaten Metroid Prime 4, my first Metroid game. Was this game worth the 8 year wait, or was there clear signs of development issues? Let's discuss all this and more on the Late Night Gamer podcast. Welcome back to the Late Night Gamer podcast. I'm your host, Welchy, and joining me tonight, as always, is Mr. Pop Figures himself, Andy.
Hello, guys. Yeah, happy to be back. Happy to hear Welch's review of Metroid, considering I saw some of it on stream and sort of know what you're thinking, sort of 50-50 about certain things. But yeah, excited to see how it ended and what you thought about it overall.
And also joined by our resident horror expert, Stephen.
Yes, hello everybody. Lovely to be back as always. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, I've realised
But
that
just throw
in
that there, though.
this kind of second episode of the week, we normally have a little game, and I haven't really been doing them. I need to step my game up, but we haven't got as much time tonight anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Um, so I think we'll just go straight into it. Metroid Prime 4. This came out early December. I picked it up on release, kind of hoping it would be great.
Yeah,
I've never.
so was I because it was on my games.
It was on your offensive critic list. I have never played a Metroid. Well, I say that. I did buy Metroid Prime Remastered back in 20, not on release, but I bought it when I was going on a holiday so I could play it on the plane. And I got a good amount of hours into it, maybe 5 or 6 hours, and then got to a point I got stuck on and then never kind of went back to it. I also played a couple of the really old ones since they've added them to like the classic emulators they've got on the Switch. Um,
Yeah,
but like yeah, an hour, two here or there, nothing major. This is the first one I've committed to and beaten. And
Were you playing it on the Switch?
Switch 2 game, yeah, it's only on the Switch 2. Um, this game, as I said in the cold open, was announced 8 years ago. It was
Jesus.
that
announced,
is crazy.
then they come out and said, yeah, we've changed developer. We're just giving it to someone else. It sounds like development hell on this game. Um, so it's one I bought out of interest, but also I've heard of amazing things about the Metroid franchise. I think the Metroid Prime original is one of the highest rated games ever. So it's one that piqued my interest. Everyone was hyped for it, so I thought, you know what, it'd be nice to have a first person shooter-ish game on the console as well, because most of my games are more like Mario Kart, sports games, stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
this game obviously got an 81 on OpenCritic, which meant Andy got 11 points on Fantasy Critic last
2,000
week.
for was lower than that, so I'm happy with that.
81, which is not bad by any means. It has I didn't realize OpenCritic had a player score of 90, which is obviously much higher
Okay.
than the critic score. Um, here it gives some of the scores. So IGN gave it an 8, but we don't trust IGN. Um,
No.
Game Informer 8.8, GameSpot 8, Giant Bomb gave it a 5 out of 5. Um, what do I think of this game? I had a blast with it. The the level design is incredible, and I imagine that some Metroid fans probably say, "Oh yeah, it's great, but not as good as the classics," as you always do with these kind of things. But some of the level design was truly, truly incredible. But what I really loved about this game was the boss fights. And if we go back 6 months or whenever it was to Donkey Kong Bonanza, when I loved that
Yes.
game,
Yeah,
hated
yeah.
the boss fights. The boss fights in that game were way too quick and too simple. In this game, they are mostly very, very clever. And the moment that really clicked for me, there's this boss battle. I don't know which one it was, 3 or 4 in. It's like a massive plant essentially, and I was trying to kill it, and I was like, it. Basically, what you had to do, it had like say at some point it had 3 legs, then it had 4 legs. Well, after you take the 3 legs down, then it grows 4 back, kind of thing.
Okay.
And I was like, you had to get them all down for it to like open its massive mouth thing
Yeah.
to then shoot into that. And I was like, I can't get them all 4 down at the same time. Like by the time I get the third one down, one grows back, and I'm like, I can't. This is not possible. Like I'm trying everything,
Yeah.
and then I remembered, oh, I've got that ability that I've unlocked, and I did it, and it worked first time. I was like, that's fucking clever. Like it's designed around certain abilities, and each boss battle has that kind of mechanic. and they tend to do it shortly after you get that skill. It sounds simple, but it isn't when you're actually playing it. And I was at that point, I was like, this is fun. Like it's making me use everything that I have, rather than just being simple shoot, 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 shoot. It was making me utilize every skill and ability that I'd learned so far.
Yeah.
I'll go on to the final boss battle later, but the rest of the game is fantastic. The negative points, there's an open world-ish segment to this game. So Metroidvania games are typically meant to be quite narrow, close-space games. You can go back to you know, like in games, it's a Metroid mechanic. They kind of made it with Castlevania, where you go to somewhere, you're like, I can clearly see there's a route there, but I can't do it yet. Whatever they need me to do to get up there, I don't have that skill yet.
Okay.
That's what these games are all about. So there's multiple times where that happens. You go somewhere, you're like, okay, that door's locked. I don't have the thing that I need to unlock that door. I'm going to have to come back much later on in the game to find out what's in there.
Yeah. That's a bit like the Tales of Kendra game that we played,
which is technically a Metroidvania-like game.
Yeah. You need certain abilities to get to certain pathways and stuff.
And Metroid
first.
games used to be 2D, so that's kind of where they've taken that from.
Yeah.
That's all great, and that's what these games are meant to be. This open world part is something they're obviously trying to modernize it a bit more.
Yeah.
It's okay. The problem with it is it's basically a massive desert, and there's not much there to do at all. Like, it's literally a desert. And it's fun.
There wasn't a girl and Lucy, was there?
And not a what?
A girl and Lucy walking through.
No, none of that. No Fallout characters, funnily enough. But you're on a bike, and the bike is really quick. It feels really cool to drive, and you can crash into these crystals, which I want to go into more in a minute, which is fun enough. On your way, you get things to crash into to get like stuff that you need to get. But it's just not enough there to be worth looking at and experiencing. And this game has no fast travel. And this open world bit is pretty big. So if you realize you've got to go all the way across the map, you're like, okay, I'll drive all the way back for a 10-second conversation sometimes to come all the way back again. It's like, I don't know. That was a bit of a misstep in my opinion. The crystals. So in this game, there's this, I'm going to say it. It looks like a vagina, right?
Okay.
It's a statue of what looks like a vagina. I swear to God, look it up. And you have to fill it with green crystals, right?
Yeah.
This sounds so wrong. Not white crystals.
Hang on, what's the statue called?
Just put Metroid Prime 4 green crystal statue. I promise you it looks like a vagina. Anyway, you have to fill this up, and
yeah,
I should not have used vagina. And the way you get these crystals most of the time is literally through the open world section where you're just crashing into these like large crystals, and then once you crash into them, you get them. That takes forever to fill, and whoever's idea it was for that to be a requirement on this game is insane. Whoever thought of this idea is stupid. Luckily, I had heard from reviews and stuff to do this like regularly. Like whenever you're in the open world, get as many of those green crystals as you can.
Do it. Yeah,
If I hadn't, basically you get to a point in this game where you're getting 5 different keys. I've got the 5 different keys, and I was thinking, okay, that's it. I'm now ready for like the end game moment. Then it's like, yeah, but now you got to go and get this robot thing. I was like, okay, fine, I'll do that. But then you also have to fill this green crystal thing up.
Okay.
If I had done all this game without getting many of those crystals, essentially all I would have been doing for the next couple of hours is driving around a desert, smashing into crystals, which would have been batshit insane. Like, and it does say at the beginning that you need to fill it up, I believe, but it takes so long. Like I was most of this time I remember playing this game. When I look back in 5 years, I'll be thinking, yeah, I remember crashing those green crystals because that's what you're doing for so much of this game.
Yeah,
that's
what you want to remember.
And yeah, and you would just be laughing the whole time having to do that.
It looks like you don't see it that
did they do
often.
that deliberately?
I don't
know. The design is mental.
You don't see it that often because you don't deposit it all the time. You just deposit it.
Yeah.
There's like 4 different layers to it, and it basically tells you, if you go back, you're going to get a new skill. And I think that's a bad design choice. It's almost like it was a way for them to make you play the game for longer. And it's like, do we need to? Like, this is a single player game. If Nintendo have told you need to make a 12-hour game, and they've gone, I know what we'll do. We'll make them collect
Chucking it.
crystals for 3 hours. It's like, it was a bad design choice in my opinion, or gameplay choice, whatever. I don't mind doing it, but make it quicker. Like, not such a heavy requirement.
Yeah.
Even though for me it wasn't that bad because I was doing it throughout the game. But there were moments, like I had a night where I just sat there for an hour in the desert, just driving around, crashing into crystals, because I knew I was going
They
to
should
do it at
maybe
some
have
point.
like different challenges or something in the desert, even
So
to like get
interestingly, you
crystals.
say that there are 4 or 5 what I'm gonna call shrines or temples.
Yeah.
So bearing in mind, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild has like hundreds of shrines and stuff, hundreds of them, and each one of them is like a mini test, like a mini challenge, and they're
Yeah.
fucking incredible. When I got to my first one, I was like, oh, this is what they're doing. They're gonna do like the Zelda thing. It's gonna be like a little puzzle to solve each time, and the ones you get are pretty cool, and they felt like a Zelda shrine.
Yeah.
There's 5 of them.
Just not enough of them.
Fucking 5 in this
God.
massive desert where there's nothing going on. And in those places you do get bulks and bulks of green crystals, so that does help, but you only get 5
Yeah.
of them.
Mhm.
It's almost like they got lazy and thought, 5 will do. I can't think of what
Yeah.
else to do.
Yeah.
It's like, no, there's so many things they could have done. Most of these temples relied on a certain ability or a certain whatever. Why not make some where you have to use 2, or all of your abilities? And like,
Mm.
Yeah.
that's basically what Zelda did. I do think there was so much potential there for them to do more of those. I'm calling them temples, and I think they missed out on that. And it would have made the open
Especially
world look
now,
better
like
as well.
there's so many games that have like puzzles and stuff. Like not to copy them, but to take inspiration
Yeah.
from if they needed it. Like Zelda being one of them.
And when I'm talking about abilities, some of the abilities is as simple as fire, ice, and electric.
Yeah.
You can do cool things with that. You just can.
Oh yeah, easily.
And you can mix it up. You can make it interesting. Then you've got, obviously, Samus goes into her morph ball, which you probably saw, Andy, in the gameplay when it went into like a ball shape.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
They did do some of that, but do more of it. So I think I was being very positive, and then I'm saying a lot of negatives here. This was a game that could have been incredible. Like the good stuff here is really, really, really good. But it's almost like they were so close and then just dropped the ball in this open world bit where they just needed to do a little bit more. What I
Sounds a bit
will
like Mario
say,
Kart.
yeah, again, open world seems to be the thing that crashes Nintendo games in a minute. In this game, they have CPU characters that join you on your journey. There was a lot of worry with the first character. So when the previews were coming out, all the previews said Metroid Prime 4 is great, but that character you meet at the beginning is so annoying. And everyone was like, uh-oh, this isn't good. I do not understand what the fuck they were talking about. I thought he was fine.
I think I saw that. I saw something. I don't know if it's Metroid, but there's people moaning about a certain character, and then he was like 2 seconds at the start of the game. I don't know if that's Metroid.
It is Metroid. So he's in it. He's with you like full time for about half an hour, 45 minutes, I'd say. But
Okay.
he is the character that when you go off on your adventure in the open world, he'll like radio into you.
Yeah.
And when you go back, he's the guy who will like upgrade your suit and stuff.
Okay.
He's not that annoying at all. Like, I genuinely didn't find him annoying whatsoever, really. At the beginning, I was thinking if this goes on too much, it might be. But when he then leaves you to do your own thing, I was like, what is everyone worried about? Like,
Maybe
Yeah.
he's a
maybe
quirky
people just
character.
have like shorter patience
Yeah.
in maybe they just took an instant dislike. You probably had it like not just in video games but movies where you have that person where like just having their presence on the screen just pisses you off. So maybe some people are like that. But equally it sounds like people are just being quite harsh.
That's
Was
why I
that
don't.
before the full game come out though? Because
That
people
was the
might have
previews,
thought,
yes.
yeah, might have thought, oh, they find that character annoying if he's
it's
going to
gonna
be in the
be,
whole
yeah.
game, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I don't
that's a
know
good
what
point.
the full reviews are saying. I wanted to obviously beat it myself, but there's other characters as well. And I actually was surprised at this because I don't know Metroid games, but I didn't really think of it as a game of having loads of characters. Everyone only talks about Samus, the main
Yeah.
character. But I was actually quite surprised by the characters. I quite liked a few of them at the end, and there was one point where I thought one might die, and I was like, I don't actually want him to die. I can't believe this. So I was quite surprised by that. I actually liked all of that stuff. The story itself, I guess I should talk about. The overall story is okay. You're on this. It's all quite confusing. They don't really explain it that well. You're in this like massive war, and then all of a sudden this explosion happens, and you're in this other planet. And I was like, how the fuck do we get here? But the planet you're on is this like desolate planet with the people that the aliens, I guess, that were here are no longer here, and you find out what happened to them, and you're kind of. It seems like your mission is to bring back this species of alien, blah blah.
Was it Thanos?
It was not Thanos. No, they just. I can't remember the actual. I don't want to spoil it, but they basically just fucked up and caused like a disease, and basically let's call it a disease, which kind of took them out. That's fine. The story's okay. The visuals are an interesting thing to talk about because some of the like vistas, like when you're looking at the world outside you, are like wow, some of it is fucking amazing. But then you look really close at the ground and like the trees and stuff, you're like, this looks shit. Like, it's a really weird mix of visuals. If I had to give a visuals a score, I'd say it's like a 7, a good, because it really is a mixed bag. Some of it looks very rough, and some of it looks great. Audio, soundtrack's good. The characters that talk are good. I have an issue with games, and I'm noticing it more and more now, where if the protagonist doesn't talk, it starts to bug me, especially when the NPCs talk to you so much.
Oh yeah.
And Samus will just like nod, and it's like, oh, fuck's sake, like just talk. Nintendo are so scared to let their characters talk. Zelda doesn't, not Zelda. Link doesn't talk. Samus doesn't talk. The Pokemon games have no dialogue at all, like actual audio dialogue. It's insane.
I think
I don't get one of
the great examples, which you could kind of maybe look at it more like, I think the first 3 Forza Horizon games, your protagonist didn't speak, and then I think from 4 they introduced like your character actually.
That's the game I'd actually understand it because it's a
exactly. Game. But the fact that Forza looked at that and thought, how can we make this game better? Let's make it more immersive, and let's make the person that you're controlling actually start speaking, which adds a whole different layer of immersion. So if like Forza can do it, like that game seems absolutely tailor-made for someone to speak. But you're right, because you're like,
go on.
Oh, so I would always say is that you've got someone talking to you, and then your character just sits there like a lemon, and you're like,
it's really jarring.
Why?
It's really jarring because the conversations don't feel complete. They don't feel right.
The authenticity of the game falls down if you have that sort of feature.
I think they're probably scared to give her a voice because it's been so long.
People don't like it.
Yeah, fuck up the voice. I was like, that's not how I think Samus should sound. It's like, what do you mean how she sounds? No one knows what she sounds like. It's the same with Link. They're probably scared to do it, and it's going to be interesting. They're doing a Zelda movie. I feel like he's going to have to talk. Surely.
Doesn't talk in the movie, mate.
Oh man, that'd be insane. Anyway, what I'm leading on to is obviously my review sounds pretty good. I then got to the ending of this game, and have to.
This is the best part.
I need to get into some beef with this game. So, up until the ending, I was very pleased with my playthrough. I was enjoying it a lot. The ending sequence, it was all going so well. You go into this lovely place, up this massive elevator. It was very clear we're heading to this final boss, and it gives you the message. This is the last. There's no going back. Are you sure you want to go? I was like, yeah, of course I do.
How long did the game take you to beat?
So when I rolled credits, it was 12.5 hours. In terms of my save time,
okay,
I'd played about 22.
Okay, all right, not terrible.
So the final boss battle comes, and it is insanity. Not in terms of... When I say insanity, you might be thinking that it's just crazy. It's just fucking bollocks. And the reason it's bollocks is because I unknowingly went into this boss fight with 2 bars of health. So when I say 2 bars, that's essentially 200. Each bar is 100. So I had 200, or maybe is there one after those two go? Whatever. I could have had 7, and I had 2. 7 was my maximum that I'd earned throughout the game. And I realized this, and I was like, okay, this isn't good. But hopefully when I die, the game will be like, okay, here's your full health. When I died, it was like, oh no, you came here with 2 health. You fucking started with 2 health. I was like, hang the fuck on. This is bullshit.
Hang on, it didn't replenish your full health.
Nope.
You only had 2 bars.
No, it's quality. I was
I,
watching it all on
if I
stream.
die, I go back to what I had. I was like, okay. Obviously, as you damage this boss, which I'll go into actually the actual boss fight in a minute, he does drop health. So I was gaining some health, but I was losing it at a much quicker rate.
It's a bit of a problem, that.
And I was getting a bit frustrated on stream. I think that's fair to say. And I then was like, okay, what I need to do is like load back a save, and there must be like a bit before that I missed where I can stock up my health and move on and go to this fight. So I did that. Nothing. Nowhere to heal up. I was like, that cannot be right. Andy was in the stream. Andy was doing some Google searches for me. And one of his searches said, oh, there's this like psychic pod at the top of the tower. I was like, I know where that is. Fair enough. I must have missed it. I got up there. I went in the psychic pod. I was like, nothing's happening, Andy. Like, nothing's happening. He then Googled it further, and the thing said, this is just for the lore. This actually doesn't heal you. I was like, okay. So you're telling me
Nice one, Andy.
I'm stuck in this boss fight, which I am not able to currently do because I lose health too quick. Like, okay, I can already hear the people listening to this going, "Get good." I'm telling you, I tried my hardest. I got like his health down to quarter, but it's just too much going on. He's got 3 heads firing shit at me.
Yeah,
it's manic, and it just felt like I needed a bit more health. I'm not saying it was possible.
You're obviously meant to have more health in that scenario anyway, because if like I didn't know you earned your health throughout the game. So whatever you start on, whatever additionally you've earned, they're obviously thinking this is the health you're going to need for the final boss fight. So it would make sense to have your full health.
I don't have an example of like a game that's done this, but it really hacks me off where like the game doesn't give you any sort of guidance as to say make sure you keep hold of your health. Not saying that because you need it for the boss battle, but like encourage you where possible. And it sounds like you didn't get any sort of notification of that. Because if you'd known that prior,
I got that one notification back at base camp, which is not where the final boss is, saying this is the turning point. After this, there's no going back. And I didn't even think about my health. I kind of assumed there's going to be somewhere to heal up. Unless the boss lands here now and I am fucked. But I knew that wasn't going to happen because I knew what the objective was. Did
you have 2 health bars because you had lost health in previous sections?
A previous boss fight, yeah. So I had one more boss fight to do to get the last piece of the robot. And I had 2 left. And yes, I know some people are going to say, oh, well, you should have healed up before going to that point. It's like, fine. But name me a game that doesn't give you that chance to give you some health just for a boss fight.
Yeah.
Like, there are some games out there that do that. But they're like more punishing games. Like
the Souls games, maybe
like Souls. Yeah.
If this is trying to be a Souls game, then advertise it like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's not that type of game. So but there are some games that do that, and it's definitely frustrating when they do that.
I got to a point on that stream where I said, "That's it. I can't do it. Like, this game has fucked me. The game has put me in a corner, not giving me a chance to increase my health."
Could you not go difficulty, or was there just one set difficulty?
I could have, but I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to do it. So
okay, no, fair.
I turned it off. I didn't beat him.
That's it then.
But then the next day I was picking my daughter up from school. I have to get there early because obviously car parking spaces. Brought my Switch with me. I turned it on. I was like, what am I going to play? I was like, it was itching at me that I hadn't beat it. I spent however much on the game, 50, 60 quid, whatever it was. And I was like, I'm going to review it. I'm going to be negative in my review because we're just ending shit. But I just feel like I have to do it. So I did it. I went back to the previous save. So basically that stream, whenever it was, I went back to the start of that stream. That's where I was. So I did the whole stream again. That boss battle that took me down to 2 health, I did him again. And then back to the base camp. And then when I got to base camp, I saved, replenished my health, and then did the thing. I was like, this shouldn't be how it's done. This should not be
So
how
you
you
had
do
so
this.
you had seven
So I went
bits of
in
health.
full health and I did it first time. It
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
literally
that
as
just
simple
shows you.
as having the
Yeah.
health.
Yeah.
What I will say about the boss is that it was probably the worst boss fight. It wasn't very inventive. It was basically just shoot, 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 shoot. It didn't really use any of the skills. It's a bit disappointing. What's really disappointing is the final cutscene. I was just not happy with how this game ended at all, story wise. I was so disappointed. It's one of the okay, spoilers here for people who haven't played Metroid Prime that want to. I'm going to spoil the ending because I have to talk about it. It's one of those stories where we're trying to escape this place. This obviously the boss is trying to stop us. I thought I killed him. We're just about to escape, and he comes back. It's like, oh my god! And all my friends run out to stop him, and they say, "Samus, you go! Like you go and escape this planet, basically." And I was thinking, oh, I know what they're going to do. Samus is just about to go, and she's going to stop, come back. We're going to have like one last boss fight, or even if it's not a boss fight, a cutscene where she finishes them off, saves her
Yeah.
friends, and we all go together. She just fucks off.
No, they all die.
Well, we don't know. We vanish. We don't see them die.
Yeah.
But I was like,
That's
Brilliant.
funny.
hang on. I get that you could say those friends were doing it for Samus, but I was like, but Samus should be going back. Like you don't leave him
Yeah.
behind. That really fucked me
That
off. I
is
don't know
so
if this is a
funny.
Metroid thing. Maybe Samus is a bitch, but I just thought, really, we just had this whole game with these characters. I actually grew to quite like, surprisingly, and you left them. Oh,
Yeah.
fuming. And then she goes, she plants this seed, and this tree grows, which signifies that this life is going to come back. This alien race, and I was like, well, I don't give a fuck about them. I care about the characters you just left behind.
Yeah.
I just left me such a bad taste, especially because I went back almost an hour,
Yeah.
did it all again to get that. I was like, nah, that doesn't sit right with me. So what I will say is, last week on the Game of the Year, I said this was my 7th on the list. I regret putting it that
Yeah.
high.
Oh.
This should not have gone 7th.
You would have dropped it.
This would have gone 10th.
Yeah.
It would have 10th or 11th, because Sword of the Sea was 11th. I really don't know which one's better. I do think Metroid Prime is a good game. There's a great game there. There's just those things that bring it back, which is annoying, and it ends like a shit. Really shit. I would give this a 7.5 out of 10 because it was so close to being amazing, to be honest. There's so much that brings it down to great, and then the ending took it down even further. It's a shame because at one point when I was playing this game, about 8 hours in, I was thinking, this is when I put it about the 7 mark in the list.
Yeah.
I was thinking, God, am I putting this too low? Am I going to beat this game and think, shit, this could have been a 5 or 6, 4?
Yeah.
And no, it ended up being a 10.
So it's funny when you have that sort of itch, you know, when you get stuck on something and then you turn it off, but then you wake up in the morning, it's the first thing that you have in your mind. You're like, I've got to get on to the game. I mean, my funniest one many years ago was, I think, the boss battle in Gotham Knights, which was already a game that I was getting really hacked off with some of the boss battles. I don't know if you remember them, but the one at the end. Oh, you didn't play it? Well, there's a boss battle at the end, which even on like the easy difficulty, it was really pissing me off because the mechanics were so shit. And I think I got to like an hour and a half in, and I just kept getting killed at the very end. And then I thought, right, no, the more angry you're getting, the worse I'm performing here. But it's like that scratch that you just have to keep itching because you go to bed and you just sit there thinking, I should have done it. Should have rolled credits on that. Did it in the end, obviously. You always do it in the end, but it's that really annoying thing of something that is just really like staring you at the face that you can't actually sort. The worst bit is having to go back, like what you said, for like an hour.
Yeah, it's not necessary. All they have to do is put some sort of pod thing to say, come and heal up before the last fight. I just don't think that's
because
it's like, I think of my earliest memory of something like that is Gears of War 1. You're on the train, you get to the end of the train, and all of a sudden there's health everywhere and there's ammo everywhere, and you're like, oh, okay, we're going to the final boss fight.
Having played that this year, well, last year I should say, that I forgot how much of a piss take that final boss battle is.
I had to, luckily, you've got the equipment.
No, well, what I had to do is I had to go back. Luckily, in the train cart, there was loads of different weapons that I then had to try, and grenades and stuff, because had I kept trying with the weapons that I did have, ain't beating that boss. So, but the game recognises that.
Yes.
Because if I'd got to that point and not had that cachet of stuff for the train, I'd have been like, well, what the fuck am I meant to do here?
Yeah.
And
I get the developer probably thought most people are clever enough to heal up before the thing, but it's like, actually, I'm actually going to call bullshit on that. We need to move on, I know, but I'm pretty sure when you go back to base camp, the characters talk to you straight away. You don't even get a chance to go to that health point. I'm going to check that. I'm pretty sure you get there.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm 99% sure that happens. They talk to you and they're like, oh, do you want to go now? And then it comes up with the thing saying there's no turning back. So I was like, yeah, I'm ready. I've got everything.
Yeah.
And because it's a cutscene, I couldn't even see my health, I don't think. So it's like, I can't.
It sounds questionable.
It's almost like it should say, are you sure? Look up here. Like your health.
Yeah. Warning, low health.
It's frustrating because there is a great game there. The reason my time is so different is in my save file to the final Nintendo Switch 2 time is cutscenes don't count. And obviously times I've failed and died don't count. And I had to replay a whole fucking hour, which doesn't help. I wouldn't say it's a waste of my time. I thoroughly enjoyed the game. Would I rush out to get Metroid Prime 5? I think next time I'd wait for reviews. I'd know I'd like it, the base bit, but if they do this open world shit again, they need to improve it.
It's still got a decent score, even with the problems.
It's not a bad game. And there's probably people that like the ending. There's probably people that didn't have that experience with the last boss because they had the health.
Yeah.
But these things, I can't imagine there's people saying that open world bit was great. I just can't think of anyone who would say that. But I can see why people give it high scores. I can see why people would give it a lower score than me as well. It's one of those interesting ones. But anyway, that is my review of Metroid Prime 4. We're going to take a short break and we're going to talk about what we've been playing, including Astrobot and Life is Strange. Welcome back to the Late Night Gamer podcast. I've just reviewed Metroid Prime 4, but now we're going to talk about what we've been playing recently. This is my time to kind of step away because I've been playing Metroid Prime 4. I will say I've started Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I mentioned it on the movie podcast after watching Fire and Ash that I had the itch, and Way of Water actually, to play it. I bought it on sale, whatever one it was, probably the January or the Boxing Day, whatever it was.
January sale for PlayStation.
I'm only 2 hours in, so I'm not ready to give my thoughts on it, but I will at some point come on here and give more in-depth thoughts. I've also played other stuff, but I'll let you two talk because I've talked enough. I want to start with Stephen of Life is Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I've not played them, so obviously try and avoid spoilers because I think I will at some point.
Yeah, I will avoid all spoilers. I mean, I'll briefly touch on that. I can also quickly review Terrify the arcade game because I have played that and completed that. So I won't spend too long on Life is Strange, particularly if you haven't played it.
Yeah.
What I will say is I am 3 episodes. It says 5 episodes in the first game. I've got all 5 to play, and then I can't remember the one that you hate, Welchy, basically.
Fuck that!
I know. Lost Records, which it depends because basically my aim is that
you own that game.
No, I've got the collection. So I've got Life is Strange 1, Before the Storm 2, Double Exposure, and True Colors, I believe. Top of my head is the name of the titles to that. I want to try and get them all done before Resident Evil Requiem by the end of February. That's kind of the aim. I am 2 episodes away. I'm also going for platinum because it's a fairly easy platinum. You do the story and there will be optional photographs, and I've got a little sort of like guide, so it kind of points me in the right direction because there's loads of stuff that you can look at. Some of them I've been able to find easily, but there's others where, like, without kind of having a brief idea, there'd be no way that I would have ever known. I just want to throw it out by the first 10 seconds of me playing Life is Strange. I was like, I'm going to like this game. I'm going to like this game. And I'm absolutely loving it. I've just finished episode 3, which hit me in the feels for many, many reasons. And just what an experience. And actually, the less I say about it, the better, because I feel like it's one of those games where you should go into it not knowing very much and being totally surprised. But I've been putting it off for a number of years because of personal stuff that's happened in my life. So it's really sort of hitting me and making me feel really sort of ponderous, which I love any sort of video game doing that. I should have number 1 done by the end of the week because I'm only 2 episodes away. I'm essentially trying to do an episode each play session that I'm doing, or half of one and then stopping briefly, and then so like today, I went halfway through episode 3 yesterday, and then finished that off today. So it's kind of working in a nice way, and I think I've done take away the pausing and in the menu. It says I'm on about 11 hours. Which
Wow, they're quite long episodes.
yeah, not. I don't think they are. I think because obviously I've had it paused for like I went out the other week. I did some errands and I had it on pause,
Okay.
so it's not an accurate representation. I think they say the main story is about 10 hours or so. But
Okay,
I'm
2
also
hours each.
I'm spending a lot of time looking
You're
around.
doing the extra stuff
You
as
get
well, yeah.
you get a journal. So like every day, Max will write a new entry of what's happened in the game. So I'm reading all of that, reading all the text messages, basically scouting everything. You don't have to, but it just adds to the general level. So I'm just soaking everything in. But it's been a pleasure. And I just know that they're going to get better and better because obviously I've got the PS4 remaster. When we move on to PS5 with the later games, and just yeah, at the moment there's no single negative that I can give Life is Strange. I'm having a whale of a time. What I would say, however, is at the end of 2025, I got Terrify the arcade game on, was it sale? It's about 15 quid. Which is kind of interesting because it's basically, I'm not saying it's going to be like this, but it's similar to what Invincible Verse is in terms of the fact that it's a beloved franchise, but essentially just a fighting game, but it's an arcade style.
It's more of
Because
a
that's
beat 'em
literally
up, right?
yeah, pretty much. Sort of your literally only thing in the game is just beating up loads of people in different worlds. It was like 2 hours. I think it took me to beat. There's 7 acts. They last for about half an hour. I'll start with the good stuff. I love that there are loads of snapshots of the movie. So as you're fighting through, they give you pictures, still pictures from all 3 of the Terrifying movies. There's little sort of cameo bits that are sprinkled throughout, and that was really cool. This game is very, very repetitive, like super repetitive. I literally put on music and just went through it. Essentially, it's just 2 hours of pretty much button mashing. My other main
That's what these
gripe is
games are,
that,
though.
Yeah.
Like these games don't usually have much else to them.
yeah,
That's why they're
no.
short games.
My other gripe though is that, well, I feel like this is a game that would be a better experience if you've got multiple players because it gives you the co-op feature of like adding, you can have up to 4 players. So doing it on your own means that you have a heavy amount of enemies that are coming at you. The game rewards you quite nicely, so you get 3 lives and then you start with 4 credits. And if you die 3 times, you then lose a credit. So you're essentially, you've got like 48 lives in an entire act, give or take. Because if you've got 3 lives and you die 3 times and you've got 4 credits, it's like you could die.
That's 12 lives, isn't it?
Sorry, I didn't take it, did I? Yeah, it was.
You said like 48 or so.
Yeah, no, I don't know where I was going with that. My maths went completely wrong then. No, you had 4 credits and you've got 3 lives, and then
Yes,
essentially. Yeah, 12. I don't know where I got 48 from. Multiplied it. But the game rewards you quite nicely with that. And even if, say, I think there was a couple of acts where I did lose all my 12 lives, and it doesn't take you right back to the start. It takes you to like the midpoint throughout the act.
Okay.
So I think it's got like an autosave feature halfway through. My issue with it, though, is that you can dodge attacks, but the dodge mechanic is bullshit. They're like when you, because at the end of every act, you have a boss battle. Some of the bosses are really cool. So you get Sienna Shaw that you fight the producer, the cameraman, the sound guy. But like this sound dude, he's got like this massive camera that he just whacks on you. And I tried to push back or go forward, and no matter where I was going, he was just obliterating me. So I was like, what am I meant to do? I feel like I've just got to keep hitting him, dying, and then just hoping for the best. Like there was only one button, it was circle, and like you can press circle to dodge and then X to jump, but it still just wasn't working. And then it got to the point where you'd have the boss battle, and then you would have these like little bugs that would shoot bombs at you. Then you would have these clowns that run at you that hit you with a bomb. Then you would have like these other like massive guys that punch you with sticks. I was like, similar to what you say about Metroid Prime. I was like, how many you've got me to beat a boss battle and then 4 different enemies into like a really small enclosed space? And that's where I think like with co-op, maybe it would make life easier for you. So that was kind of what I had expected, but the gameplay wasn't great. The final boss battle is actually Damien Leone, which was really cool because I've met him. So the final boss battle, you're fighting the director of Terrifier. He sits in a director's chair, but he's like insanely powerful. So I was laughing, but also getting annoyed. I was like saying, if I'd met you before, I would have said like, your boss battle in Terrifier the arcade game is nothing short of bullshit, Damien. So I give it praise for it, but at the same point, it was making me happy but frustrating me in equal measure. And I did want to get platinum on this because I looked at the trophies and I was like halfway through. I feel like I've done like 90% of the trophies. I was like, oh, that'd be a fairly easy platinum. It'd be a really cool platinum as being such of a high Terrifier fan. Then I realised that there is one trophy where you've got to complete the entire game in 50 minutes, the time trial feature. And in that, you would have 3 lives only. And I was like, unless I have more people to play, there is no way I am doing that. They've also got a boss battle feature where every boss battle through the story, you have to then defeat in this boss battle mode. And again, you only have 3 lives. So I was like, okay, because there was another 2 trophies where they've got a wave mode, like a horde situation.
Yeah.
You get a trophy if you get to round 50, and you get another trophy if you get to round 100. I tested it and I got to like 35, but I only stopped just because it was boring the hell out of me. Yeah. It was so boring. I feel like I would have done it if I'd got the other ones, but like there's no way that I'm completing that game in 50 minutes. Like it's just not happening. Which is why like the actual percentage of the platinum. So I was thinking, well, not many people have done this platinum, and it seems to be quite easy. And then I realized, yeah, I do feel like, say if like you two got on it and we did it as a free, I reckon we probably would have been able to, but it's not a good enough game to warrant my time. So those trophies I'll just sort of leave out. But in the end, it was exactly what I thought it would be, but it wasn't amazing, to be honest. The gameplay wasn't great. Which I know I'm sounding a bit harsh, but it's still a PS5 arcade game. You know, that's a bit of an excuse in my opinion. You can make things better. You don't just have to, even though you're trying to replicate the arcade success, it's still PS5. It's as similar to like when they remastered Tomb Raider. Like we're not in 2004 or 2003 anymore. Like we've modernized it. So if you're going to do a throwback, at least give me the option to go throwback mode or more realistic mode, even from the arcade setting. But it doesn't tend to do that.
Do you want to give it a score?
Yeah, I put it down to 5 out of 10.
5.
Yeah, if it wasn't for a Terrifier game, this would be an absolute like shit show of a game. It's because of the references and the fact that you're playing Zart the Clown is cool, but the gameplay is just nothing special, which is why I put it at number 10. It's better than Black Ops 7.
I was going to say, it's your second lowest review score on the podcast. Black Ops 7 being your lowest. Wait until we've played Lost Records, that'd be it.
Well, that'd be third, wouldn't it? Because Funko Fusion was low.
Oh, I've just written that one down, actually. That's a good point.
Okay.
That's before I started writing them
down. You got like Black Ops 7, Funko Fusion, and now Terrifier the arcade game. But out of those 3, Terrifier is by far the best out of them. Yeah. But that's not saying much when you compare it to the 2 other games that I've outlined.
Andy, we've only got 10 minutes, but before we go into the game I know you've played, I need to ask, have you played any more Sifu?
No, I haven't yet. Potentially might play some more soon, but...
Disappointed, Andy, disappointed. But you have been playing a little game called Astrobot.
I have, yes.
Obviously, the collective game of the year for 24 for the Late Night Gaming podcast. Me and Stephen had it as our game of the year. You've beaten it in like 2 days, and you've started beating all of our fucking time trial scores, which is really annoying. But what do you think of the game?
Yeah, so obviously I listened to you guys review this back in 2024. Bought the Astrobot Funko Pop, and I seem to have this theme where I'll buy the Funko Pop first and then play the game later. So I'm happy I've got it in my collection now that I've completed it. But yeah, I started it on Friday, finished it on Sunday, so it didn't take me too long to complete it. And basically echo everything that you guys said about this game. I knew it's a game I was going to play eventually. I was sort of waiting for it to go on sale, and it never dropped down. So it's like, obviously I've had the chance to play it for free through game sharing with Welchy. So yeah, I knew straight away when I got it I wanted to play this game. and it is just so much fun. And like you said several times, Welchy, I'm going to reference you again and quote you. It is a bundle of joy because it is so much fun. Like the mechanics for like each sort of level that you do, like the different abilities, the power ups that you unlock. So, for example, the dog where you like bulldoze through everything. Sort of doing the different levels and learning the mechanics and getting through the story. Like this is a perfect example of you talking about Metroid Prime, where the characters don't talk or the main character doesn't talk back. Obviously, there's no dialogue in Astrobot, but it tells the story so perfectly through facial expressions,
Exactly.
the whole
Yeah.
motherboard. Like you know what the story is. It's very simple,
So
but very
simple.
clever and fun.
Mhm.
So you know exactly what's happening, and it doesn't need any dialogue in it. So if games can do it that way, then that's fine. But if you have people talking at you and they don't have any dialogue, then that's a crap show. But yeah, no, the levels are fun. I like the fact now that I've played games like God of War. Obviously, I've played Uncharted before.
Yeah.
So when you unlock those different sort of PlayStation levels with about those games, it was so cool playing. I'd played through the God of War level and Uncharted level at, I think it was yours, Stevens.
Yeah, I
Played through
think so.
both of those, or at least a little bit of them anyway. But going back through it now that I've played both God of War games, doing that God of War level was like so much fun.
So
As soon as I saw I can't remember what mission it is, but there's a boat flipped
It's the
upside
massive
down.
robot. You know, it's like it brings his hand down. You go up on him and you're walking on top of him.
Yeah.
It's at the end of that
And
one.
then yeah, so you have the boat that's flipped upside down. You flip up, and then there's Kratos and Atreus. I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously I get to the God of War level.
Was that your favorite level, the God of War mission, or do you have one that eclipses it?
Um, I don't know. It's tricky to say because I did really like the Uncharted level as well, but I think I like that just because it was shooting and it was so much easier just to like go through that level shooting everyone. I think I like the God of War one more because you actually had the axe and it actually had the powers that you have in God of
Yeah.
War with axe and stuff. So it's like so cool that they do that with like freezing the stones in place and stuff. But I felt like they've done that pretty well with all the PlayStation levels in terms of like the way that they've done their abilities from the actual game in Astrobot was really cool. Obviously I haven't played Horizon yet, but I knew straight away. I was like, oh, that's Aloy. Like haven't even played it, so
I should actually go back
recognize.
now that I've played both. I've not played that since completing both Horizon games, so I reckon I will try that out because I bet that will hit even more.
Yeah, definitely.
Like when I played it, I hadn't even touched Horizon, so you reminded me to go back and replay that mission.
Yeah, no, it definitely does hit more once you've played the games. But yeah, it's just so much fun. Obviously, you guys didn't really speak about the ending when we done the review before. So I got, and I don't know, it's pretty spoiler territory. So
It's been
for
nearly
anyone that
2
hasn't played it,
years. I mean,
Yeah.
we can just say to people, light spoilers for Astrobot. When we
yeah,
talk about
you
the
can't really
review,
spoil much on this game, but
I reviewed it on my own. This was back when the podcast was kind of just me and a couple of guests here and there.
yeah,
When you're referring to Steven's review, that's probably just through the Game of the Year bit, probably.
Yeah.
true. So yeah, there's gonna be some light spoilers, but with the whole ending to Astrobot, I was like, okay, I can't believe I just done all of that. It's a really fun, joyful game, and Astrobot's gonna sacrifice himself to save all the other like bots. And it starts coming up, thank you for playing, and then it says like thank you, and then stops, and it's like, oh, and then it disappears and like goes back, and it's like, oh, okay, that's not the end. You guys got me, you fuckers. 'Cause I went to take a picture of that and send it into the group chat, and then it started scrolling away. I was like, what? But then the whole
like, when that happened though, I literally like nearly cried. It nearly brought me to tears if I thought there's no way, and then I thought, hang on a minute, panic over, guys. It was so clever.
I was like, okay, I don't mind like I didn't want Astrobot to die obviously, but it's like I was sad, but he sacrificed himself to save all the bots that he just like saved throughout all those missions that you done. So I sort of got it, but I was like, surely they'd like this. Not the type of game where the main character like dies. So when that started scrolling away, I was like, oh, okay, here we go. And then obviously he gets back out, you repair him, and then you go on cool sort of. I don't know if you fight the boss before that bit or after, but then obviously you fight the alien, don't you, in like the UFO type thing.
If I
Um,
remember rightly, does it also the end credits like you navigate through as the
yeah,
credits are rolling?
yes,
Yeah, I
that's
remember. I loved when they did that. Just when I thought the game couldn't make me surprised even more, like how inventive
yeah,
your end
it's
credits is Astro moving across. Like I thought this is genius.
yeah. You get like one of each ability as you're moving through the
Yes,
credits. So you'll get like
yeah,
the dog or the chicken, whatever it is.
it's so
Um,
fucking good.
it's just so clever and intelligent how they done all of this game. Um, there wasn't anything that I disliked about it, and obviously
Apart from the
I did.
monkey mechanic,
Oh yes, so
no one likes that.
obviously the monkey mechanic where you have to. I hate. I'm pretty much similar to Welchy in terms of I hate using the controller to navigate things. I want to use. I'm comfortable using buttons and any buttons on the controller are fine. But when you have to start twisting and turning the controller around to do things, it starts to wind me up because it always seems to be I'm doing it the wrong way. So the monkey mechanic I don't like so much just because you need to keep like doing the controller back and forth. Um, and then every time I'm trying to go up, I end up going further down than where I was. So it's like
Yeah,
you can fuck off with that mechanic.
yeah.
But the rest of it is absolutely fine. I don't think there's any other mechanics in the game that I didn't like other than that one. So, um, but yeah, overall fun game. Really enjoyed the bot collecting, the PlayStation levels, obviously on the main island as well with the mothership. The bit where you get towards the end where you do the last bit where you're like fighting like Space Raiders, whatever it's called, the game,
Yeah,
Space
Space Invaders,
Invaders.
Yeah,
Um, not Space Raiders, that's the Chris if you
It's a
guys like those.
Chris.
I know what you mean
But
though.
like the mothership and then all the other like consoles like come out of the
Yeah,
mothership. And I'm like, oh, that's so sick. So it is very nostalgic with
Yeah,
seeing all of that. Even like when you load it
yeah,
up and the first thing you see is like them flying on a memory card and stuff. It's
yeah,
like it's so
yeah.
nostalgic, man. It's just from the very get go, it's such a fun game.
But that,
And then like the way they use the bots in the like in your base
yeah.
planet, you use
yeah,
the bots to like do other like mini puzzles and
Yes.
stuff
Yeah.
yeah.
in there to either rescue more bots or do the satellite
But
thing. But yeah,
now that you've played it, that's also why like they took the mechanics of Astro's Playroom and put everything into Astrobot because literally the nostalgia of Astro's Playroom is literally building like the entire history of PlayStation. And
yeah,
like when you get like the platinum for that, it gives you like the complete set because you're collecting like not even just the consoles, like the media remotes, the the, the different memory cards, the discs, like so like that nostalgia they took from Playroom into Bot, which is another reason why I say everyone should go back and play Playroom because you get that nostalgia as well there. But yeah, when you have the memory card sequence, you're like, oh mate, this is just like glorious. It's definitely like the company that just loves PlayStation, like it is PlayStation's love letter
yeah,
company, and they do it the best. So keep doing that, basically, Team Asobi.
yeah. So yeah, really loved the game. The story was brilliant. Loved the end to the game as well. And then obviously once you complete it, you unlock something called time trials, as you mentioned. And I've had a lot of fun of those on the ones that I've done so far, minus the monkey one, which I hate. And if I don't get my score down for that one, Stephen, you can keep that one. I don't really care.
My
Um,
score isn't great anyway for the monkey one, so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
but the rest of them, obviously, I haven't done all of them yet. I've done like maybe 4 or 5 of them. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And I think I've sort of got you both back onto it as well with doing some of the time trials, especially Stephen. Obviously, tonight popping up, oh, you, Stephen, reclaim your time in whatever mission it was.
Yeah.
I maintain that more games need to do that.
They do.
Yeah.
It
More
is
games
a,
need to do it.
it's a very
I
good incentive to get people
I
back on.
tried to kid myself that I didn't care, and then I'm not just going back because of the time trials. I've got both me and Welchy, so we've got one mission left. We're waiting one bot, and it's like a really hard. I thought I was stuck on a so basically I was stuck on a monkey time trial, which was challenging. When I actually like stood there and thought about it, it then sort of became much easier for me. But still, like my timing was terrible for that one. But I hate the monkey mechanic. I thought, oh, that's it. I've got all the bots. But then at the very end, you get a final one, which is similar to the Great Master Challenge. It looks fucking horrendous, but it's going to be one where I've just got to keep practicing.
Yeah.
and getting into a rhythm. I've done the first 2 bits, but I'm stuck on the third. Same as like the Great Master Challenge. I got 2/3 way through, and there was always that one bit that once you master, then it's there. And then I've got every single bot, and people are saying that it's like the last bit of Astrobot DLC. But my competitive side does come out because as I'm playing Life is Strange, it comes up saying, Andrew Wright has just taken your score. And then the fucker's putting it in the group chat as well. So I'm like, all right, no, game on then. So I overtook him 3 times tonight. And on 3 occasions, he then took my score. And now it's at a point where it's like really hard to get, like, I think you're at 36. So like, the thing is, I could on all of them just keep slogging it out. But I know the second I could spend hours on it, and then Andy just goes on and does it straight away. So there will come a point where I'm like, no, screw this, I'm done. But it is quite fun just seeing that sort of competitiveness, because there's been like a number of ones where like I've overtaken you now, Welchy. The good thing is I don't think you care as much as Andy, so like it happens for a little bit and then you go off.
If I had all the time in the world, I'd do it, but there's just too many games to play. I'd never play anything if I kept doing this. It's like what happened in America.
No, they're really time consuming, and for the fact that then the person that you're competing with just fucking overtake you like that. So yeah, I'm winning the battle, but it's not going to sustain because Andy's the sort of person that if
you're not winning the battle, I'm above you at the moment. I overtook you. You're losing the battle.
Yeah,
you're losing
I'm losing the battle, and I'm probably going to lose the war as well because Andy annoyingly is that sort of person where it doesn't matter how many times you do it, he just then does it in one go, and then he's like, I think on one of them he's beaten me by like 0.002. So that one that he overtook me like by, mine was like 36 seconds point. Yeah. 333 and yours is 36.111. Like,
yeah, that was a new one I done tonight. And when I saw my score, I was like, I'm perfectly gonna leave it like that, just because I'm slightly above you. So I know if you go slightly, like I can like shed 3 seconds off that time. And I was like, I'm perfectly not gonna replay that to get higher because I'm just slightly above you, and I think that would annoy you more. So I was like, I'm gonna leave it like that.
Yeah, and some of the when we're talking about it, like on the leaderboards, you're talking like about sort of a point of a second. Like they are quite close. There are some where I'm well far away. I think like that monkey one you did in like 30 seconds quicker than me, Welchy. So, but I was like, I suppose it's one now I know what I'm doing. I could, but then with the time trials, I tend to I just want the bots.
Yeah.
I've never had anybody that really pushes me apart from when Andy started. And I joked and said, I swear that he's only playing Astrobot and he sped through the game just because he wants to get to the time trials to beat everybody. But it's good that you, all jokes aside, that you enjoyed the game. I did think of something, Welchy. I think Andy's point should be void until he gets the platinum. He needs to get all bots and do all of the platinums, including the Great Master Challenge for these trials to count. I think
I'd recommend doing the platinum because it's a fun one.
Yeah,
but
it's a very fun platinum to do, and there's loads of bots.
What score would you give it, Andy?
It potentially would have been a 10 out of 10, but the monkey mechanic annoys me so much that I have to drop it down a little bit for that. So I'll probably give it 9 out of 10.
Whoa, okay, I could have gone 9.5, but
hang on, you're going to drop it a whole point for a mechanic?
Yeah, because it's like games, like it's forcing you to use the controller and stuff. So
I didn't like
if it didn't force you and gave you the option to like switch it to a different mechanic on that playthrough, then I could have scored it 10 out of 10. But I didn't like the mechanics, so I had to score it down for it. So
I didn't like whenever you went back to the main hub and you had you gave it something and you had to use your controller to do shit. I can't remember exactly what you was doing, but I hate this bit.
There's a bit like where you get the plates for the PlayStation.
Yeah.
And it's got like graffiti on it basically. And you have to move it around to clean it. Like I really don't like stuff like that. And like
that's why I didn't give it a 10. Same.
Yeah. I was saying when I was doing it, I was like, I hope you don't have to get every single spot. And luckily you get to a certain point, it's like, okay, we're done now, and it clears the rest off for you. If it didn't do that, I'd be getting more annoyed with those sort of bits. But yeah. The controller stuff I hate.
Harsh.
Like Yote.
No, I hate the controller stuff, man. It's so annoying.
Also, good question though, before we wrap up. When you play Astrobot, did you play with the DualSense on?
Oh yeah, I'd leave my DualSense on all the time.
But so I said to Andy when we were talking about it at the cinema, I said, take one bit of advice, put the DualSense on for Astrobot. You really are missing out. And he went to me, I forgot to do that. Andy,
I don't think it would have changed my opinion too much.
Oh, it's mad, the DualSense. That's a game that literally the DualSense is part of the experience. I
Probably
can't
why
get
you're
my head
losing
around that.
seconds on time trials. Be
I would
tempting.
rather, to be fair, I'd rather lose seconds on time trials than miss out on that DualSense experience easily, without any question.
Before we go, Andy, do you know what you're going to play next, considering you're done now? Or are you just going to keep playing this?
To be fair, well, I'm still deciding because I've got a lot of games downloaded, but they all mostly seem to be horror games. Obviously, I still got Seafood that I can jump on and play. Yeah, I'm really undecided at the moment. So it might be Seafood, it might be something random. Like I've obviously done like half the Last of Us Part 2, so I still need to complete that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many games I've got on my list at the moment. I'm like looking through them and it's like if I just had one, I'd play it. But because I've got so many, it's like when you go on Netflix and you're like trying to choose what to watch, and it's like I can't decide. So then I just end up jumping on FIFA or Astrobot. So
Miles Morales, just throwing that one out there.
that is one of the many games I have downloaded. So
Miles Morales is a Christmas game. You have to wait till Christmas now.
yeah, I know exactly.
Oh, don't that means no, I'll do it for another whole bloody year.
Yeah. Obviously, I know you're playing Life is Strange now, Stephen. I'm playing Avatar,
Yeah.
so it's that kind of time of year where we're waiting for the next game, being Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Or Reanimal. Me and Andy can play Reanimal in February. But anyway,
yeah,
that is going to wrap it up for today's episode. Let me just get my notes before we do that. Cool. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight on the Late Night Gamer podcast. What did you think of Metroid Prime 4 if you've beaten it? Do you agree with my review? Let us know in the comments or tag us on socials at the Late Night Pods. We love hearing your thoughts. You can also join us on Discord using the link in the description to be able to get your messages in before we record our podcasts. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you are listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next episode. Speaking of which, next time we will be deciding on the top 10 video game sequels. And we'll be comparing that to a list online, one of our fun comparison videos.
So I know my number one.
You won't want to miss that. I think I know mine, but we'll have to see. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I have been your host, Welchy, joined as always by my co-hosts, Andy.
Yeah, thank you as always, guys. And make sure you comment down below. Let Stephen know some tips or time trials for Astrobot. Help him out a little bit, guys.
And Stephen.
Yeah, been a pleasure as always. I'm not even going to respond to that because you're just trying to bait me. Yeah, and looking forward to talk about more Life is Strange next week as well.
Thank you all for listening, and we will see you next time.